Tonight, we're following several big stories across the First Coast.
It was uncalled for. It could have got handled way much better than what it did.
First Coast News speaks to the woman who says she filmed a JSO officer spitting on a man.
Making Jacksonville neighborhoods safer. Coming up only on First Coast News, we have the list of where new crime-fighting technology will be placed.
Plus, a child is left alone in a locked daycare for hours. Tonight, who was just arrested in this incident? And
the Jaguars take Leonard Fournette 4th overall. I'm Chris Porter inside the First Coast Sports War Room. What that will mean for Blake Bortles and the Jags offense in just a few minutes.
First Coast News at 11 starts now. First Coast News begins with breaking news.
And that breaking news happening on Jacksonville's west side. A woman in her 30s has been found dead inside of a home. She was found on Falcon Street. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office just told us they got a call around 4 this afternoon, and they're still on the scene 7 hours later. Right now, police do not know how she died. However, investigators are treating her death as if foul play is involved. If you have any information tonight, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers.
He did him wrong. It wasn't called for. It was heartbreaking to even see that man going through that.
A JSO officer is caught on video appearing to spit on a man before tackling him to the ground. This allegedly happened outside of UF Health yesterday.
And tonight, we are speaking with the woman who filmed this video. First Coast News' Julia Janae joins us now. Julia, this video definitely has sparked mixed reaction.
That's right, Heather. A lot of reaction and debate on social media. Some are criticizing the officer for spitting or appearing to spit, and others are criticizing the man arrested for the vulgar language that he used towards the officer in the moments leading up to this. The woman behind the camera who made that video public, she says she sees both sides to what became a violent interaction.
You gotta back up. You gotta back up. You need a lawsuit over
The altercation is out in the open between a JSO officer and a man being asked to leave the UF Health property. Things get heated, and then it appears the officer spits in the man's direction, then walks away. The man reacts by threatening a lawsuit, using vulgar language, and moments later, the man is tackled by the officer and arrested.
I was worried because, I mean, you have this little guy who's probably no bigger than 110, and then you got this big old man who's throwing this little guy on the ground and joking his hands any type of way.
Jamila Shakir says she was just leaving her own appointment when she first heard the commotion.
I mean, you got the guy who's a mental illness patient, and then you have a police officer who's trained to handle things in that nature.
She says she overheard the hospital's front desk call the police. Here's video from inside UF Health where she says the man started his own Facebook Live. She says he was upset he was being denied treatment. And just 2 minutes later, the man and JSO officer are face to face.
Officers will like right up on him, so he's almost like making him more agitated by doing that.
Our crime analyst Mark Bachman says there's no circumstance that spitting on a person is okay.
Can't do this. I mean, it's just not right. And it looks like the individual's suffering maybe from some type of psychological disability.
He says the officer will likely be reprimanded or retrained.
Law enforcement's trying to ramp up and trying to get more current with dealing with people with mental disabilities, and it's important that they do because that happens so frequently.
I believe it was chaos. It was uncalled for. It could have got handled way much better than what it did.
Now, JSO told us in a statement that they are reviewing the video and the incident report, but no formal complaint has been received by their agency. They did tell us that the man was taken to the hospital for evaluation after he was arrested and booked as an absentee. Reporting from the Information Center, Julia Janae, First Coast News.
Julia, thank you. New information just into the newsroom. 2 shot during a possible murder-suicide in St. Augustine. Those 2 people have just been identified. Police say James and Kathy Edwards were found shot at an apartment complex on Carter Road tonight. Kathy was pronounced dead on the scene. James Edwards died at the hospital. A preliminary investigation revealed the couple was estranged and Mrs. Edwards was in current possession of the home. No suspects are currently being sought.
All new tonight, a daycare worker is facing criminal charges accused of leaving a young child alone inside of this daycare at closing time. Now, this allegedly happened at ABC Christian Learning Center on Timuquana Road on Jacksonville's west side. DCF tells us the worker, Sequoia Francis, was arrested and now facing child neglect charges. She is now ineligible to work at a daycare center. We don't know how long the child was left alone. We're working, though, to get more information.
Making the streets of Jacksonville safer tonight, a new crime-fighting technology is coming to local neighborhoods. It's called ShotSpotter. It's a device that has sensors that can basically detect gunshots. Tonight, we now know where JSO plans to put them. Stephen Dial is live tonight with the latest. Stephen.
Anthony, we were the first station to tell you about ShotSpotter coming to Jacksonville, and now we know the locations, the possible locations that JSO hopes to help reduce crime.
Come on, bro, you ain't playing tonight.
You can hear a lot on this basketball court.
I'm going to the NBA.
But there's one sound that's all too familiar for people living in this North Side neighborhood.
Yeah, recently there was a shooting right down the street. I think they shot up a house and a car right down the street.
Linda Williams has lived on 10th Street all her life. She says her street is quiet, but not even a block away, there is a lot of crime. That could soon change with ShotSpotter. It's a new technology that places sensors in high crime areas. The sensor only detects gunshots. When one is heard, it automatically notifies police to the exact location.
We're already in the process of having agreements signed for where the sensors will be placed.
We obtained documents showing where the potential locations for ShotSpotter will be. They are mainly on the north side. 32 sensors will be deployed between 10th and 31st Streets.
I think it would be an awesome thing. I think it would help improve the response times.
There's been 13 shootings in 1 month in the area where the sensors will be placed. Sheriff Mike Williams says most of the money has already been approved by City Council. Law enforcement hopes the new technology will let communities hear more of this and less of this.
Because you know sometimes there's individuals that don't like to necessarily call and report anything. So to have that response, to have someone respond automatically, I think it would be great.
Now that technology is already deployed here in Jacksonville. Edward Waters College has multiple sensors on their campus, and it's already helped JSO in 2 shootings. Reporting live from JSO, Stephen Dial, First Coast News.
Stephen, thank you. Tonight, a senior at Fleming Island High School, about a month away from graduation, is now suspended and facing expulsion. The school board says that student is responsible for harassing 2 fellow classmates by posting a racially insensitive Craigslist ad calling 2 students, quote, slaves. Now, this is the post made by that student that sparked a lot of outrage. The Craigslist ad was listed as, quote, 2 slaves for sale. And you can see in the ad, he put a dollar amount, $470, and listed a location as Fleming Island Plantation. Now, the student responsible is out on a 10-day out-of-school suspension. The superintendent has recommended that student be sent to an alternative school.
Today was the first full day of testimony in the Corrine Brown trial, so we want to break down the highlights for you. First, the former Congresswoman walked into the courtroom with the father of Jordan Davis by her side. Davis's murder was highly publicized here in Jacksonville and across the country. Second, an FBI special agent took the stand and testified that Brown deposited $3,000 from a bogus charity into her personal account. So what's next? Well, the prosecution will call Tandy Bundy to testify. She's a former lobbyist and the sister-in-law of Pam Bundy. You can find the latest coverage of the Corrine Brown trial on our website, firstcoastnews.com.
With the 4th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Leonard Fournette, running back, LSU.
So I was watching in the newsroom tonight, and you just heard it right there. Top running back Leonard Fournette will be coming to the Jags from LSU. Our sports director, Chris Porter, is in the First Coast Sports War Room with more tonight. Chris.
Hello there. Maybe the happiest man in Jacksonville is Jaguars quarterback Blake Bortles. That is because with the addition of Leonard Fournette, hey, all of the pressure is no longer on him. And let me tell you something else. The defense will be glad to have a running back who can keep them on the sidelines a lot more and churn up the clock. Now, you can see my colleague, Brian Chinaki, updating our wall as you speak. The first round picks up on the big board from 1 all the way almost to 32 as the first round is still going on. But let me tell you a little something about Leonard Fournette. He is a big, bruising, physical back out of LSU from the big bad SEC. Let me tell you, Fournette rushed for more than 3,800 yards in his career at LSU and scored 40 touchdowns. It's the first time the Jags have taken a running back in the first round since they selected Fred Taylor in 1998, 9th overall. If the Jags offensive line can open up some holes for Fournette, the Jags' O will no longer be one-dimensional, which would be A-OK for Blake Bortles. Here's Fournette talking about the moment he received the call from the Jags telling him he was coming to the River City.
Yeah, man, my heart skipped a little bit, man. I mean, I didn't know I was going to go so early, but one of the best phone calls I got in my life. I mean, just like, you ready to be at Jacksonville? I'm like, I'm ready, man.
So back live in our war room, Leonard Fournette, 4th overall by the Jacksonville Jaguars. We are being told that we will get an opportunity to talk to him tomorrow afternoon at Everbank at 3:30. That's the story from inside the war room. Much, much more coming up later in sports. Anthony, Heather.
A very exciting night. Thank you, Chris. Well, a fast food worker is shot on the job. We told you about this last night at 11, and tonight his shooter is still on the loose.
And in just a few minutes, you'll hear from the family of the employee what they hope happens to the shooter.
And the smokiest over the weekend from the swamp fire will be Charlton Ware, Brantley, Pierce, Western Camden, and Glenn. What about the fun locations? We'll take a look.
She delivered 5 miracles. Now, this young mother needs a 6th miracle.
There's no other way to fix it other than a transplant.
A story of hope, courage, and a race against time.
I love you, Mommy.
Next on First Coast News.
Mouth it. So hey, when we're done, I come out on 3, right? And then I go to 2. Yeah.
Okay. Your fine voice. No.
Yeah, programming. Yeah.
Not when you're talking, though.
We hear the commercials.
Yeah, we hear.
It is a tough job being a mom, but imagine being a mom to 5 4-year-olds. We have followed the Dial quintuplets since they were born. And tonight, the Bradford County mother who gave birth to these 5 miracles is in need of a miracle of her own. Stacy Dial is in the hospital in dire need of a liver transplant.
1, 2, 3. I love you, Mama. I love you, Mama.
Precious words from precious children
I love you, Mama.
who've been apart from their mom for 4 weeks now. 4 very long weeks.
Katie, Kendall, Kylie, Cameron. Hold up.
Kendall, Cameron, Kylie, Kaylee, and their brother Caleb made their debut 2 months early, each weighing less than 3 pounds. November 15th, 2012 is a day Stacy and Kelly Dial will never forget.
Good buddy.
Every 30 seconds, their family got bigger and bigger.
Every 30 seconds, the babies were coming by. And then whenever they were born healthy, it's just like, wow, that's just amazing. And we're looking at 5 miracles what we're looking at.
5 little miracles who arrived more than 2 years after their parents started trying to conceive.
We did a drug called Clomid, a fertility drug, and for 6 months, and it never, we never conceived. So then we waited a few months and tried Follistim, which is another type of fertility drug, and very first try, 5 babies.
That was Stacy back in 2013 when we first met the quintuplets at their home in the small town of Brooker, Florida.
And then this is Caleb, the little boy.
She was 31 when they were born. Several years earlier, she'd had a liver transplant. The pregnancy proved too much for the artery feeding her donor liver.
With 5 babies, and everything moving around to make room for them, and everything went back to normal, the artery was stretched. And she's at the point now, it's there's no other way to fix it other than a transplant. So we're just hoping and praying the next, time, whatever time is right.
I'll try to come up.
Okay. After 4 weeks of waiting, the quintuplets finally got to hug their mom at the hospital.
So y'all doing good over there.
But it took a moment for them to realize it was mom. Love.
Hey, Bob, what you doing?
It's what keeps Stacy going.
You got your shoes lit up there. Oh, somebody does.
Waiting on a liver transplant, waiting to return home to be with her 5 4-year-olds.
Oh, I like it.
Saying goodbye that day was not easy.
We told her that Mom was very sick and that the doctor's taking care of her. And that's what, they just want Mom to get well. And I said, well, they are. So we'll pray about it every night.
Stacy is now in the ICU, where a collage of her children hangs on the wall. Her family taking pictures to capture the moments she's missing.
It's been a challenge. Thank God for our faith, our family, and our friends. Because without them 3, I couldn't do it.
When Kelly isn't by his wife's side at the hospital, he's waiting for his phone to ring, waiting for the call to come in that a liver is finally available.
When my phone rings, I've never been the one to jump to answer a phone, especially mine. But when it rings, first thing you do, your heart stops, and then if you look down, you see it's Stacy's name there. I don't know what's going to come when I answer the phone.
We all know, in order for her to live, someone has to give.
Grandmother Margaret Dial, better known as Mimi, says she has a renewed respect for Stacy now that she's doing much of the caretaking.
Definitely learn to multitask. You learn to answer this one while you're getting a drink of water for that one, or cutting a circle sandwich for this one, or, taking another order. But it's like I say, it's our normal.
A normal Stacy is ready to return to. Her love so deep for her children.
God has a plan, and Stacy and I've talked many times, and I said, you never have to wonder what your purpose is.
She's scared, but then at the same time she's ready, and she has a peace. I mean, like I said, we're our people. We believe in God, and we find our strength and peace through Him.
And Stacy says that prayers are helping keep her strong, and we know a lot of people are praying for her. So we invite you to snap a picture with a sign of encouragement for Stacy, and you can share it on social media using the hashtag #PrayersForStacy. Also, a GoFundMe page has been set up to help the Dials with their expenses. And Anthony, Stacy's husband, told me he is hoping that by sharing her story, it will encourage everyone to sign up to become an organ donor.
I'm actually an organ donor myself. Encourage everyone to sign up as well, and we are definitely going to pray for Stacy.
We are praying for Stacy, and we have a lot more information on our website at firstcoastnews.com.
Definitely believe in miracles. Thank you, Heather. Some other news that we're following here at home. Russell Tillis is due back in court Friday morning. He's the owner of the Southside home dubbed a House of Horrors. Tillis is currently in the Duval County Jail, charged in 2 separate cases. The first is the alleged murder of a woman whose dismembered body police say they found buried in his backyard. He's also charged with aggravated assault on 2 police officers. That's the case at issue Friday. You can count on us for continuing coverage on air and online.
They need to put his dumb behind in jail and let him pay for it there. Because that's the stupidest mess. He must have had been on something.
Strong words tonight from the aunt of a man shot while working at Popeyes. She says she can't believe what motivated a customer to shoot her nephew, Christopher Gilbert. According to police, that customer was upset that his food cost too much. Other employees say the man walked inside, started punching Gilbert in the face, then shot him in the leg. Now, that customer left the scene right afterwards. He's not been captured. So if you have any information that can help police, give Crime Stoppers a call.
All right, let's talk about weather now. You were out at the beach earlier today.
Feeling the breeze, and it felt pretty nice. So we've talked about the smoke. Let's have some fun here. And the 71st opening of the beaches, 71st annual. Now, if you're new to the area, you may be saying, what do you mean opening? You're right. The beaches are open 24/7, 52 weeks out of the year, unless, of course, a hurricane is threatening. This started back, well, 71 years ago, and that's back when the beaches were the beaches and town was town, and in between there was a pretty big geographical area. No longer necessarily the case, but nonetheless, there's been the Sandcastle contest this year. It's going to be on Saturday. The big parade on Sunday. Notice early in the afternoon, temperatures at 83 and dropping. In fact, because there'll be a fresh sea breeze out there by late in the afternoon at the beaches, and not just Jack's Beach, but from Crescent Beach all the way up to St. Simon's Island. Late afternoon temperatures, let's say on the islands, on the sand, will be about 15 degrees cooler than inland areas. What about needed precipitation? Well, certainly with the building of the heat and the flow off the ocean, there will be building humidity levels, more like June really. Not only the afternoon highs, but the morning lows and the humidity levels. That'll be enough to trigger a few very isolated showers and thunderstorms, but the next main event still gathering farther out toward the west. First over Texas and the Arklatex, and then coming our way, but that's after the weekend. And notice even the beaches on Friday, it's going to be almost 90 before the sea breeze arrives, and then temperatures will drop in a big way during the afternoon. Remember, although the surf temperature has warmed up, it's still a relatively refreshing 73 to 75 degrees. With the fresh flow out of the south and southeast, the rip current risk will increase a little bit on up to about moderate. Just go and talk to the lifeguards. They'll keep you and the family safe. In town, one more day of work for a lot of us, and hot highs of 92, although the sea breeze will develop late in the day. As far as St. Augustine to Ponte Vedra and Crescent Beach, you two will have a fresh breeze. Orange Park might be an isolated shower. Stark could be a little bit of smoke on Highway 301 because of that wildfire that occurred earlier in the period. A better chance of more widespread showers on Saturday, and even more hopeful event on Thursday. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Wants the moving cam for the whole shot, for the whole sports series.
And then you go wide and walk up. We'll throw these chairs out of the way.
From the Farrah and Farrah Sports Desk, it's First Coast Sports.
Man, it's wonderful, man, to be a part of the organization, you know, my new family, and I just can't wait to get there.
Fournette is coming to the River City as the Jaguars took him 4th overall. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Porter. Welcome inside our war room. Jaguars general manager David Caldwell saying at the start of the evening they had 4 players they were eyeing, 4 talented players, and by the time it was time for them to make a selection, 2 of those 4 were gone, and the obvious selection was the man on your screen, Leonard Fournette. Here's Doug Marrone and Tom Coughlin talking about the pick.
We need to get the ball in the end zone. We don't get the ball in the end zone enough. We need players to put the ball in the end zone. This guy can help us with regard to that.
You know, obviously we're looking for a balance, you know, to have a good offensive line and have the back be able to get him into the secondary and be able to get him to score and become a playmaker.
We'll get our first chance to hear from Fournette tomorrow at 3:30 at the bank. Meanwhile, what do the fans think about the pick?
In the 2017 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Leonard Fournette.
Oh, they like the fact that Leonard is bringing that bruising, powerful, and all of that speed to the River City. Don't believe me? Listen in.
What's your message to Tom Coughlin and Dave Caldwell?
Let's get this money, a championship. I'm just excited because I like new players. I love them.
At this point, Blake Bortles needs as much help as he can get. He's a fork. Leonard Fournette's going to be the spoon. So together, they're going to make some really great meals together.
Go Jaguars, that is the best pick.
Tom Coughlin, keep it up, man. We need this. This is going to be good for our city and good for Jaguars organization, honestly.
What do you think of the pick at 4?
I just got here. I didn't even see it.
Well, I mean, it's about time that we got offensive firepower because it's been so long since we've had a good rookie. But Jalen Ramsey and Leonard Fournette should set the tone for the next coming years.
That was my pick as well, but they made a wise pick.
And congratulations to Camden County alum and former Gator linebacker Jarrett Davis, taken 21st by the Detroit Lions. Davis, the first guy from one of the universities in the Sunshine State to be taken off the board. Also, the Jumbo Shrimp back home tonight and open up a 5-game series against the Mobile Bay Bears. They won that game.